Hi, and welcome to Emerging Rock Bands Radio. We have the wonderful Gone Savage here with me. I have Ian and Will. So if you can introduce yourselves to the listeners and what you do in the band, if you wouldn't mind. So,
Hi, Simon. It's
yes,
Ian from Gone Savage. Pleased to meet you, sir, for the first time in the flesh.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Lovely to speak to your amazing listeners as well. Yes, we've been, like most people, we've been in lockdown. Will is in another lockdown. Will, how you doing?
I'm in the middle of moving in lockdown as well, which is double fun.
Interesting.
Yeah,
so what do you do, Will?
I'm Will. I'm the singer in Gone Savage. So
fantastic. And Ian?
I look after basically bass guitars, organise all the songs, record it, produce it, mix it.
So you do all the technical stuff, and we'll just put the mic on and then go.
That's it. Hawk it around the streets in my little suitcase. That's what I do. Trying to get money back.
He's an all-round superstar.
Fantastic.
I look after social media, hence our relationship. So.
Yes, no problem at all. Yeah, no, we've all been in this lockdown. How has that been for you guys and with Gone Savage? So personally and for the band, how have you found it on the lockdown?
Kick off, Will.
Yeah, you going?
Yeah, okay. Well, it's funny because I've been asked this question. We've done a couple of interviews recently where people have said, "Oh, that's a similar kind of question." And for me and Will, we've been writing remotely for an awful long time as writing partners, 10 years or more. So the Gone Savage link up came in the last couple of years. We've done the odd gigs. We're not reliant on gigs.
Yeah.
So haven't really affected what we've been doing. We've been writing the album this year. I've been recording the album. Will's been doing remote parts. We just send it all in, bring it together. So it's not stopped us really. From a personal point,
you've had that set up already, really. We've had
it ready to go, and to be fair, it's given us lots of time to concentrate on it. So that's the plus side, without having to focus on gigs, live work, and such. We had some gigs planned for this year, which have been cancelled.
Yeah,
but that's how it is. From a personal point of view, a bit difficult. Getting a bit stir crazy. Initially, you get that I can do a lot more things now because I'm stuck doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then eventually, the creativity just kind of erodes a bit, and you get into that mundane where you're doing it all the time.
Yes.
And it also becomes like a busman's holiday.
Yeah.
So it has its plus sides and its negative sides.
Yeah. How about you, Will? And you just said you're moving as well, so that must be quite difficult. But how has it been personally during the time?
Yeah, like Ian says, it's kind of what we've done for a couple of years, really. Now, I've loved it. Lockdown, to be perfectly honest. I could take another 2 years of this without any problem whatsoever. I think it's great. We've got loads of stuff done. I just do my bits, and then Ian does everything else. So it's great.
Sit back and wait for it to all finish.
Yeah. It's on a personal level, obviously. It's not great for the countries, and it's not great for a lot of people. But for the way we work, it's kind of worked all right for us.
Okay. So
miss doing the gigs and miss being out and about and going seeing other bands as well as us playing live.
Yeah.
That's a downside, definitely.
Yeah, that's what's really affected is the industry, isn't it, for the music industry and the events industry. So that's had a real impact. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that.
It's sad to see venues going under and all kinds of bands, but hopefully we'll all bounce back.
Well, we do hope so. That's what Emerging Rock Bands is here to support, all of the emerging bands that are out there, so we can actually get a community together and get everyone feeding into each other and help and support. So, and on that, you've got some new music, I believe, that has just been released, or an album or EP, whatever.
No, currently, Simon, we've got 2 singles that have been dropped. Bulletproof came in November 2019.
Yeah.
And Louder Than Sun dropped in February 2020.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 current singles. Obviously, we've still got old material, and the only really relevant one is Love Caught Me Out from our EP, Resurrection, that we still promote and actively encourage people to buy.
Yes.
We are writing songs for the album title. Can we share that, Will? Of
course we can, yeah.
So the album is going to be called Past Life.
Fantastic.
We've got 15 tracks currently, but we're going to reduce that to 12. 12 are done, almost. So I've just got some bits to do on the editing and the mixing. and then they'll
Fantastic.
ship off for mastering. But it's not as simple as people would imagine, that we can just say, okay, we finished, we'll send it off. I've got to book in with mastering engineers. I've got to get the program organized for the releases. So I would envisage, I'd like to say, we'll have it out by the end of autumn, maybe in November.
Yeah.
I'd really want to make sure we do that. The thing is, at the moment, it's kind of difficult because obviously financial implications of not earning money or being on furlough. People will understand that means that we can't just kind of, it's not an open check, but we pay for everything.
Yes.
So it's a case of we may, well, we definitely, that's our goal, but we might drop another single, possibly. And we'll
Okay,
let you know,
so
keep
that,
posted.
on here, that's possible, maybe, you know, that, and we've got the name of the new album as well.
You got the new album name.
Yes, brilliant. We'll
single,
have that.
we're still thinking about which single we would drop. But,
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
well,
we are
please,
very active.
Yeah, please let ERB know as soon as that's done. We will put a news
Of
feed up
course.
for you. We'll put it on the radio station as soon as it's there as well.
Absolutely.
So we have the emerging rock bands, as you know, that's what we're here for. But there is obviously other places that support emerging rock or emerging bands. How is that for you guys from Gone Savage on a personal point of view, that you're involved in that type of social community, if you like? How's it helped you?
For me,
there's a lot of things at the moment, isn't there, Ian? You know, it seems this new wave of classic rock has kind of taken on a life of its own, and it's really great. And there's a lot of new bands that I see, and even people that have been around for ages, like Massive Wagons and bands like that, are getting a lot of exposure and a lot of play, rightly so, because they've worked hard for a long time. And there's a lot of hard-working bands out there that people are beginning to get into. And I hope when all this is over and these venues reopen, people will flock into these venues and see bands like ourselves and, you know, other bands of our level.
Yeah.
Um,
You know, I really hope that it gives it a bit of a kick.
Fantastic.
From the emerging rock bands point of view, I think what's happened is there's created a culture of mutual share, whereas in the past, you probably have a similar age, Simon, where you can remember people's nastiness to success.
Yes.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
You still see
Jealousy.
You still see it. I mean, I've got absolutely no qualms with helping anybody at all. And what you tend to find is that the emerging rock bands, as opposed to the new wave of classic rock, tends to be a bit more of a social sharing and helping network. New wave of classic rock is fantastic for the voice piece once you've got past that first initial stage.
Yes.
So we do quite well with new wave of classic rock, but we're not as involved with them as we are with people like yourself, Simon.
Fantastic.
Where we're still getting that community. We still want to make sure that everybody shares and learns and benefits.
Excellent.
There's a few that come and go, but the majority stay, and that's good. But it'll take a long time to change that kind of mentality where you can't just come and grab it and go. You've got to put something with your back, you know.
Yeah.
That's what you guys do.
We found that there seems to be an undercurrent at the moment of, you know, emerging rock, effectively, or rock bands, or of any genre. I'm not just saying it's just classic or heavy rock or metal, but all of rock and all of its formats. It seems to be these grassroots shoots that are coming up, if you know what I mean. And I don't know if you guys have felt it yourself from the music you produce and the respect and everything that comes from when you release. But we're just finding, and obviously these older bands that are out there, the AC/DCs and all those, will eventually slip off the main stage, because unless you want to have them with Zimmer frames on there. So, you know, we feel that this is just starting to grow, and I hope you feel feel the same. I don't know what your thoughts are on that side of things.
Well, you've got to have a succession, haven't you?
Yes.
Otherwise, you've got nothing. And like I say, I probably keep saying it too much, but repeating the fact that, you know, you need to share, you need to get involved with people.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily, especially these bands, people are listening, need to get involved with, dare I say, purchasing the band's material.
Yeah.
You know, the streaming culture, this casual relationship with a band doesn't work.
No.
Doesn't work. You know, and we see it more and more and more. You know, I do use platforms, streaming sites, to look at a band.
Yes.
And then if I enjoy it, I will invest in the band.
Yeah.
You know, where you tend to find that people get lazy.
Yeah.
So, you know, and similar kind of thing when you're saying, I've got things happening tonight on Facebook, a lot of things happening with the band at the moment, awful lot of interest. And I've helped people in the past. And I can see that they aren't even following what they are being promoted on, because they've gone from the point, well, I would like a piece of what Ian's got.
Yeah.
But don't keep asking me to be involved every single week. Well, that doesn't work.
Yes. Yeah.
For me, Simon.
You've got to do your own homework. You've got to do your own.
You've got to, and then you've got to keep the continuity as well.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Totally different world, isn't it, these days?
Yeah,
it is.
Totally different than the bands like, you know, you mentioned AC/DC, you know, the record company days and shoving a load of money to a band for 3-4 albums it's a totally different world, and we really need people to be involved.
Yes.
Yeah. Involvement.
We'll all just stay on one level and nothing will ever happen, and eventually Spotify will be just overtaken.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I mean, you get thousands of players and you can buy a coffee at the end of it.
Yes. Yeah. That's
none
true.
none of us are in it for the money, but
No.
it's really unfair, stuff like that.
Yeah, we try and promote for everyone, all the fans on there, to actually, you know, to support these bands, you need to buy their merchandise, you need to download their singles, their albums, or whatever it is, so that there is a natural, not so much a payment stream, but a support. You see the support from the fans, that they're saying, okay, we like this enough that we are going to make a physical purchase, is what needs to be. And that's the way I think we're going to have to educate and help the industry to grow, is to say, look, you know, let's do this, let's support the emerging rock, because that's what you're going to be watching in the future. And, you know, hope you feel
or
the
not.
same. Or not.
Or not. That's the thing, isn't it? You know, I mean, we're fortunate, me and Will, I mean, we're a little bit older than the guys starting up. And only by a couple of years. And I've got the tools to create music.
I've got all my own hair, look.
Well, mine didn't. So
Ian had a full head of hair when he met me.
Yeah, a proper sweet sin job. But I've got the tools to create the music, and you've got to pay for that, you know. And I've paid for it over the years. These poor buggers who can't do that, and then they can't afford to. They can't get because of the current
crisis,
situation. It's like, oh, cranky. It's hard work, and there's so many talented people out there.
Yes,
and a lot of those people, you know, I've got friends who are super talented. And it sounds awful. They go into something else like cabaret or covers or whatever.
Yeah.
And you think they have to do it because they have to survive.
Yes.
Yeah. And what a waste of talent.
Yes.
There's some incredible players, you know.
Yeah. That are going to have to move into something else because of it.
Yeah, you've got to adapt, haven't they?
You do. So for now, Gone Savage, what's your plans? What's Gone Savage plans for 2021? Or after this is, let's forget this is all happening.
Yeah.
We've just wiped off 2020. It's all gone. So what's the plans for Gone Savage for next year?
Should I answer that one square? Okay, so we're not a two-piece band, but we don't have regular members now, Simon.
Okay.
I just cut that. Going back, me and Will have been playing and writing since a long time ago. And when we used to write with Gone Savage in the early days, and I had a band and Will had a band before that, the lineups are so solid and really were. Again, it might go back to this throwaway kind of attitude that people have and they come and go. And I couldn't keep the lineup together. So now what we're doing is we basically, me and Will focus on all the music, right? All the music, get it all sorted, and we bring people in to play.
Almost
so
like
gig-wise, session guys.
Yeah.
So not on the recording, but we have got a couple of guys on the recordings that we're going to release that are semi-known people. Yeah. So we bring in people as well if we need them. But live work will definitely go down that route. I mean, we've got a couple of gigs booked in for next year, some of the festivals. So we'll only generally play the bigger places, not out of vanity. This is purely because we've got to play a place that we can afford to bring in session guys to do. Yeah. We don't have to go out every single week. So next year is going to be hopefully festivals, depending obviously on current climate. Definitely dropping the album. We're looking to do some videos as well. We'd like to get some video out there. Probably look a bit more into what we're doing here now with you, doing some more live video. We've done a lot of live radio, but not so much video. So and those are the kind of things. And then we'll start writing again because we're always writing.
It never stops. Once that creation rate is in there, that's it.
Repeat again. Yeah. So next year is probably going to focus on some live work, obviously dropping the album, maybe promoting ourselves as a a band, so to speak.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much there, for being with us on Emerging Rock Bands Radio tonight, and thank you to Gone Savage. Obviously, we played a track at the beginning. We're going to play a track straight after this. So thank you very much, guys, and really appreciate it. And we are here to support you any way we can. So
absolute pleasure, Simon.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys.
It's amazing. Thank you.